Okay, hi everybody. Today we have Dr. Smita from Hyderabad. Welcome Smita ji to our podcast show. I'm going to introduce you now and then I'm going to start the Q&A session.
Namaste Anuradha ji, Namaste Crystal Happiness, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity on your platform.
Our pleasure. So I'll read out about you. Dr. Smita Katigotur. She is the head of practice and governance at Travancore Ayurveda. Dr. Smita heads the panel of experienced doctors in Travancore Ayurveda and she is the head of practice and governance. She has immense experience in NABH accreditation process who along with a panel of doctors has ensured that most of the clinics of Travancore Ayurveda are NABH accredited. Dr. Smita is having long years of experience in treating skin diseases, osteoarthritis, spondylitis, upper respiratory diseases, postnatal care, joint pain disorders, weight management, and stress related ailments. Dr. Smita is also a yoga master and has successfully completed yoga instructor's course from Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan, Bangalore. Welcome once again, Smita ji, to our podcast.
Namaste.
So let me begin the Q&A session now. Smita ji, how you got into Ayurveda? Tell us something about your journey.
Yeah, it was 20 years back. My parents wished that one of their kid should be in the medical field. Even though my elder brother is into allopathy practice, somehow my grandparents were very close to Ayurveda. They used to use many home remedies and all. So I just had a thought, instead of going to allopathy, why can't I try Ayurveda? And till my secondary school, I have chosen Sanskrit language. That gave me a very much closeness towards Ayurveda because all Ayurvedic literatures and Samhitas are in Sanskrit. So I thought I can take much more knowledge and I can introduce that into common people very well. So I just requested my parents that can I take Ayurveda field for the future? They appreciated and they agreed, and that's how I chose Ayurveda.
You are saying your brother is an allopathic doctor.
Yes, yes.
So he is also in Hyderabad or he is practicing elsewhere?
He's practicing in Pune. He's a pediatrician.
Okay, good. How many brothers and sisters you are, Smita ji?
We are three siblings, elder brother, myself, and my younger brother.
Wonderful. Okay. So now, not all doctors they go on to set up resorts or hospitals at the level of like you have done. So, what made you set up this venture?
Yeah, it's very nice, and I really want to answer this question. When I passed out, I have seen most of the Ayurvedic doctors, they get into different practice. Like they join as a duty doctor and they change their line of treatment, like from Ayurveda to allopathy. That's where it got hurt me a lot. When we have studied Ayurveda, we should use that in the service of the people. So why can't we get ourselves like-minded people come together and start some Ayurveda and all? First few years, it was not that much helpful. Society didn't help me. They used to tell, and the second thing, I was never practiced allopathy also during my internship also. I was totally into Ayurveda. So it was very difficult for me to get into allopathy hospital and start my career or job and all. So I thought I will stick to Ayurveda. It was very slow. It was not giving me good response at that time. But then I thought it is my responsibility to give awareness to the people about Ayurveda being in this field. So like-minded people like me, we all came together. We thought we have to give the benefit of Ayurveda to the society by doing authentic Ayurveda practice. And since then, the journey started. 2014.
I have a curious question. What made you choose this, Travancore? Like you are, yeah. What made you come up with this brand?
Yes, yes. When we started, like-minded people came together. So we thought what we can name. Many people, many doctors, we were trying to find out what name and all. But ultimately, we came to know that Travancore is a kingdom in the Kerala.
Yes.
We all know Ayurveda is spread across the India, but still Kerala is the authenticity which everybody has accepted that. So that kingdom name we all liked a lot. We thought we can be to the root of the Ayurveda by giving this name. So we thought we can choose the name Travancore Ayurveda.
I have another curious question, Dr. Smita. Like you have correctly said that Ayurveda is a very old practice in India, but somehow it is more focused in Kerala state. So I want to know, like, if I Google, even if I like, ask, I want to go and check into some Ayurveda resort. Mostly, they will pop up in the state of Kerala. There are not so many in Delhi, which is the capital of India, or Mumbai metro. So, what is the could be the reason? I'm just curious.
It's my experience or my thought that the climate of the Kerala. Definitely, the climate of the Kerala is very good for healing. Okay. So, whatever treatment you give, staying in Kerala or using Kerala herbs because of the climate, whatever herbs grow there, those are very much effective. And that is the reason their effectiveness of the treatment efficacy is more. And definitely people of Kerala, they are more into treatments. For every reason, Kerala people use all herbal things, Ayurvedic things. They are stick to Ayurveda. For example, other state or other area, if you go, if you have a fever, definitely most of the people will go for a crocin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have seen in every Kerala home, they have their home remedies. Okay. So that might be the reason they have spread Ayurveda across the world.
All right. Can you speak a little bit more about the challenges you faced while setting up this Travancore Ayurveda? And what was your first aha moment, the first success that, yes, from now on, I'm going to be successful. We are on our journey.
Yes, I can share that. This setup, as I discussed before, that 2014, we doctors came together and we did this setup. We started with the 2 centers in Hyderabad, Gachibowli and Madinaguda. And slowly, we have grown into 9 centers today. 5 in Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, 2 centers, Vijayawada, 1 center, and Bangalore, 1 center. Then we started our own IP. Then we have a full-fledged, covered, multi-branded pharmacy also. So total 11 units, in that 9 are the centers, Panchakarma clinics, 1 is IP and 1 is pharmacy. So this all came into the dream come true kind of a thing with the help of corporate people also. We all come together. Corporate people helped us a lot. The reason is Ayurveda was not given that much importance in the hygiene part previously. But when corporate people come into this, we have made the processes and proper hygiene methods we followed. And that gave us confidence that people look for the hygiene, and that is very important when you give treatments, because treatment is the ultimate part. We are here to give treatments, give the relief to the patients. So we concentrated our aims and wishes into the treatments. Okay. I remember when I worked with some other companies also, their treatments were not much into the into the field. They used to call it as a massage center.
Yeah, usually.
That hurt me a lot. So then we thought the tradition and treatment should come in Ayurveda. Then only Ayurveda will grow. The name will come.
Very
Very
nice.
nice.
Can you
Can you?
And when we give modern facilities to the Ayurveda or Ayurvedic field, which was not there, wide modern facilities and all, so that will definitely help Ayurveda to come up, and everybody will talk about Ayurveda. It's always a blend of tradition and treatment and authenticity that will give the name and the satisfaction to the patient. Now I can see whenever patient finish their treatment and go back, while going back, they give reviews and feedbacks. They definitely mention this. Your ambience is like a traditional thing. Your treatments are traditional way. So they are all are happy with the traditional way of the treatment, ambience and hygiene and facilities what we give to the people.
to the person? Okay. Please tell us something about this Sita platform.
Definitely. Sita is System Integration Travancore Ayurveda. We have given a digital platform starting from the registration of the patient till the follow-up. Everything is covered under one platform. So, as you know, we have 9 centers. I, being head of practice, sit at one place and I can follow up all the patients, any patients across the centers. So it's an end-to-end process that can be covered in the Sita, and that helped us a lot. So after 1 year also patient coming, we have the data available in with us on the Sita platform. No need to go to the cupboards and open up their case sheets and find out what treatments given before. So it was a easy thing, and patient also feel very relaxed because they don't want to wait till we find out all their history. Everything is available on the dashboard.
So, how does it typically work? When I read about Ayurveda resorts, Ayurveda treatment, I read that people can check in into a facility like yours and then they can stay there and come out. So, is it like this with your facility also, or you can just go consult?
Yeah. One of the center, one unit is we have a IP facility. There they can check in, stay, and they can use our facility. But all other centers are Panchakarma clinics. We open in the morning and we close in the evening after the treatment.
So I can come, have the treatment, and go back to my home. All right.
But if you want to stay, that facility is having one center. We have that facility.
All right.
So you're talking about Kerala and how the climate is conducive to having all the spices and medicines. So do you also prepare medicines in house with Dr. Smita, like the medicines which you are giving to the patients? Do you prepare it yourself, or where are you getting it from?
We are now stepping into that.
Okay.
Till now, we were not. We were using multi-brand medicines to provide to the patients. And whenever we are doing treatments, we used to use those medicines. But now, recently, we have launched our first medicine, Travancore Ayurveda Ayush Quat, which has recommended by Government of Ayush as well.
Okay.
So that is the immunity booster. We are now started stepping into the white labeling of the medicines.
So I think this can be taken by people who are trying to boost the immunity for coronavirus. These days, that's the major thing. How can I, boost my immunity?
Yes. Along with this medicine, we have already taken the license for the 10 medicines.
Okay.
Those medicines will come soon.
So how do I buy this? If I want to buy this,
you can just
Sitting in
into
Delhi.
website. You will have all the facilities and you can get all the information. We have done a small campaign also. We have distributed free samples of Ayush Quat as a CSR.
All right. Okay.
So many people have taken this advantage and then they started using this Ayush Quat. And now they are really very happy. We are getting feedbacks that this Ayush Quat is really very good. So it's a multi-beneficial. It improves your digestion. It improves your immunity. It keeps you fit. And when basically Ayush Quat has to be taken in a hot condition. So it takes care of your throat as well.
okay. I want to now talk about the massages. Like you rightly said, when you talk about Ayurveda and Kerala, massages do come into our mind. and people generally don't know which massage should I go for and whether it's going to help me get well. Usually we are thinking about massages as only to relieve fatigue, but I want to know your opinion. Will massage help me in other areas of life, like of health? Speaking about health, will it help me improve my health?
Anuradha ji, nice question, because I wanted to definitely share this point, because we as a Ayurvedic doctors never call this as a massage. We call always as an authentic word Abhyangam. It may be same for the layman language, like Abhyangam may not be accepted by the people, they call it as a massage, but for us it is Abhyangam. And for every person who is coming to avail Abhyangam, doctor will check.
Okay.
Though they tell Abhyangam can be taken by any patient, but as a moral responsibility, there are few indications which patients should not go for Abhyangam, that we will check and then we allow them to go for that. So each and every center, whatever we have, is having a doctor.
Okay.
Qualified doctor, they will check whether Abhyangam should be given or not. And then we do. There is a huge difference between massage and Abhyangam. Strokes are different and positions of also different. That mainly covers spinal thing. All nervous points we cover in that. That is important when we call it as a Abhyangam.
So I think the training is also important of the people who are giving massages, because if I go and check into any massage parlor in Bangalore, or so these people are not trained. They'll just do whatever they want to do, and sometimes I've come out feeling more pains in my body.
I know. Every patient has given me this feedback. So we train our therapist, even though we take trained therapists, but we have our SOPs, we have our training schedule. We train them, then only we take them. Until and unless we doctors are happy, we never allow them to give treatment on the patient.
Okay. So I think this is a very good point. My viewers will listen, that if they want to get original Abhyangam, they should be going to you. They should be going to an authentic Kerala Ayurvedic center to get the full benefits of massage, not just any massage center all across.
I want to quote one more thing, Anuradha ji. Here we don't do only massages. We do treatments. There are different kinds of treatments like Elakiri, Podikiri, Shirodhara, then Vastis. See, basically Panchakarma is the name which is always comes along with the Ayurveda. Panchakarma is basically a detoxification of the body in a different ways. Pancha is 5. 5 detoxification methods are Vaman, Virechan, Basti, Nasya, and Raktamokshana. These things help to get rid of the toxins out of the body in a different way. Depending upon the patient's age, sex, climate, problem, we doctors decide which thing should be given to the patient for what disease. From head to toe, we have a different treatments, and that is other things which are called, I explained, Elakiri, Podikiri. These are all supportive treatments.
Okay.
But everything is done with the oil. That's the reason people say that it is a massage. But it is not only massage, it's a treatment to the body and mind.
Okay.
We not only give the treatment to the body, we also give counseling to the patient, and we tell them what kind of food they have to take, how they have to spend their day. We call that as a dinacharya.
Okay.
In a day, what all things you have to do, how to do, and how it impacts on your health. These all information we give depending upon the problem, what they are facing. And when they come to us, we do a thorough checkup. Our each consultation is of minimum 40 to 45 minutes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I'm happy nowadays. People are, previously I have seen people are not ready to go for detoxification, but now people come and tell me that I want to go for detoxification. People are well aware of Ayurveda now. Awareness has come.
So suppose I am a patient of a disease, let's say diabetes for example, and I'm already on medication, and then I come to Dr. Smita for Panchkarma. So will I stop taking this medicine so I can continue with Panchkarma, and then, like my in other words, can allopathy and Ayurveda go side by side? Will it impact if I come to you? This is a very normal question.
Very common question, very common question. And as I practice, I never ask patient to stop immediately what they are taking, because now since many years, months, weeks together, they are taking those medicines, and that is giving impact on the body. But Ayurveda is not a chemical, it's a herb. So it takes its own time. So depending upon the patient, we customize the treatment, medicine, and slowly we advise them to withdraw that too if it is needed.
Okay.
Because few treatments, few medicines will are in such stage that withdrawal of the other medicine is not good. So we'll never ask patient to stop the treatment. We combine this Ayurvedic medicine along with that. So whatever side effects are there of other medicines can be stopped or reduced depending upon the severity of the patient, of the illness of the patient. It depends.
So these days we are in lockdown, and and we don't. It's difficult to meet face to face. So I'm assuming you're doing teleconsultation also. So can you just like how would a typical teleconsultation would go?
Yeah, we started teleconsultation as you mentioned during the lockdown only. Previously also we did, but very few. But this lockdown, people, we came to know that people are unable to come out and meet the doctors or talk to the doctors. So we started this teleconsultation, and we are getting a good response. We also have consulted few overseas patients as well.
Okay.
So they are getting benefited with that. We give them counseling, we give them dinacharya, we give them food, what kind of a food they can take to have a control over their disease, and then along with that medicines also we check.
All right. You have mentioned that you are also dealing into postnatal care called Matru Raksha. So what this is all about? It's about like helping the young mothers to lose weight. What can you please explain something about this?
Yeah, it's a wonderful product of Travancore Ayurveda, I can say. Matru Raksha, in a simple word, you can say care of a mother.
Okay.
So it is giving you a Raksha, that is protecting against whatever issues you will be facing postnatal, after delivery. After delivery, female will go through a whole lot of changes in the body, hormonal changes, cosmetic changes, energy level goes down, loss of blood will happen. Then she becomes weak. Nowadays, it is a small family. Previously, many people used to be there in the family and they used to get the help of the elders. But nowadays, we have seen it's a small family. So mother has to take care of newborn as well as the other family members. So in that case, how this treatment is useful, we will tell them. We give different kinds of treatment for about 30 to 40 days, and which will help her to come back to her normal prenatal case or pre-pregnancy stage, with medicine, with treatment, with food guidance, with exercises, and the main.
So when should a woman approach you? Because like after 3 months of delivery or immediately, when is the right time to approach?
Yeah. Usually in a normal delivery, we tell her once, even though in a normal delivery there are sutures nowadays we have seen. So once your sutures are dried up, you can come and start the treatment. If it is a C-section, we ask them to wait minimum of 15 to 20 days. But we have seen people will wait for 1 month as well, and then they come, because it all depends on the sutures. Sutures should not be disturbed a lot. So once it is healed properly, we ask them to come. Until that period, their antibiotic course is also over.
Okay.
So these Ayurvedic medicines will help her to increase in the milk production. Even it helps her to. Uterus is always an organ which doesn't go inside immediately. It takes its own time. But if we help the uterus with this treatment, it will slowly go back and whatever females are very much concerned about their tummy after post-pregnancy. So that definitely help her to get rid of that.
It is very nice because I have heard so much about care of a lady when she is carrying a baby. But not many centers are there once the baby is delivered. Then suddenly she is left alone to fend for herself and the baby. So these centers, I think it's going to be very helpful.
Very true, very true. And this treatment is only about 1.5 hours. She can feed the baby, come take the treatment, and before the baby wakes up, she can go back also. So it's a very wonderful program, very nice treatment program.
All right. I have one last question for you. What is your opinion about weight management and Ayurveda? So many people struggle with weight management these days, and belly fat and all age groups. So how can you help? What is your opinion about it? How can Ayurveda help people with such weight management? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, Ayurveda basically, as I told you, that it is a science of life. How you have to lead your life, that Ayurveda tells you. So if you start your life as per told by Ayurveda, like we call that as a dinacharya, starting from getting up till we sleep, if we follow that, the disease will not come. Basically, and if it comes also, you see, when we say disease, it is a disorder also. Weight is not a disease, but with the weight you may get different diseases. So to avoid that, we should be careful from the day one. We have to follow dinacharya, starting from getting up from the bed, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, what quantity should be eaten, and what are your activities. I always tell the weight management, whatever other treatments are like 4 wheels of a car. Our treatment, our medicines, what you do, exercise and medicines, these all combining together will give you result. So we will help them by giving treatments. We will advise them medicines, but food and exercise, they have to follow. Then definitely it will give you your willing result. So we have weight management treatments. If you want to know, like Udvartanam, Padikiri, Abhyangam, Swedanam, and very importantly, is detoxification. Because the detoxification helps to get rid of the toxins, and then when you do all these treatments, that gives more quick effect. So after detoxification, when you take the medicines and other treatments, it helps fat to come out of the body quickly. So detoxification may be Virechana, few doctors will tell Vamana, few doctors have also prescribed Vasti Karmas. These all are there in our classics. That only we are following. We are not going away from our classic Siddhanta.
So for example, if I am let's say 15 to 20 kgs overweight, so how much time will I take when I come to you to reduce weight in a good manner? Will it take 6 months, 1 year?
Key question. It differs person to person. There we do Prakriti Pariksha.
Okay.
Their Prakriti depends on the person's Prakriti. If I tell you can lose 20 kg and after going home, you will not follow the diet, whatever I told, or you are not doing any kind of exercises, you may not lose even 2 kgs also.
All right.
So it differs person to person, but we have seen throughout our experience with the detoxification and other treatments, whatever we provide here, person can lose up to 13 to 15 kg in a healthy way.
I want to know the duration. Why? Because people are so impatient these days. They want to look good now or yesterday. So with that point of view, I was saying, give them a good.
I can say if they don't have patience, please don't come to Ayurveda. Ayurveda will not help for the patients who doesn't have patience.
Okay. So let's say, relative speaking, we can get you can lose about 15 to 30 kgs in a year. Is that a realistic timeline, Dr. Smita?
30 would be a very big number, but I would definitely say 15 kg is a very good number. that you can, but continue doing your exercises and all, then you will definitely lose. Once your body is get tuned for the exercises, then definitely later you can lose it.
We have to be realistic while thinking about our bodies, about diets, and we have to follow the doctor. If she's saying you should be doing some certain exercises, follow a diet pattern, we should be following it thoroughly in order to get some good results. This is what I think I've summarized it. Fine, Dr. Smita. So I've come to the end of the question that I had prepared for you. If there's any message you want to give to our viewers, anything, any stories you want to share, anything at all, please, this is your time. You can just say.
Thank you, Anuradha ji. First of all, I want to just thank the Happiness platform, the platform you have given to talk to the people on your platform, and which can reach to the people. One thing I want to tell, you should be happy. Disease will not come to a body where body and mind are in a balanced state. We always tell in Ayurveda that Tridoshas and mind, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, should be in an equilibrium state, and mind should be in an equilibrium state. Then no disease will come. If it comes also, it will go immediately. So be happy. Always be smiling. Accept the fact and don't be panic. Follow Ayurveda, Dinacharya and Ritucharya. That will definitely help you. It doesn't mean that whole life you should be only eating whatever is not tasty for you. There are different kinds of tastes also available. So you can use it and prepare your own tasty food, which is having less calories. Because nowadays, the activity of the people has been hampered so much. They are sitting and working. So burning of the calorie is not happening. So concentrate on the burning of the calories and then choose your food. But eat tasty food. Because until and unless your mind accepts the food, that will not be digested by your body. So eat good food, think better, be healthy, be smiling. And one more thing I wanted to tell, this COVID situation, specifically I want to tell that don't humiliate anybody. Specifically COVID-19, if the person is, you come to know the person is having COVID positive, people start humiliating them. We know we have to isolate patient, but be in touch with them, talk to them, smile, give a smile. This happiness will definitely help patient to get rid of the COVID. COVID is not a big thing. It's a normal flu. If you have your good immunity, you will definitely fight against it. Be healthy, be happy, and get rid of the flu and come out of that. Increase your immunity.
Dr. Smita, is there anything called as Ayurveda recipes? You were talking about food a little while ago. Is there anything such like Ayurveda recipes?
Like massage?
Ayurveda is having a whole different branch for how to prepare food, different kinds of peya, kashaya, manda, different kinds of food we can prepare. So the thing is that should contain sattvic gun.
Okay.
Then only the food will become tasty and helpful for the body. There are different foods which through Ayurveda we can use. See, Ayurveda is nothing but herbal.
All right.
And whatever we eat usually is made up of herbs only.
Yes.
So it should be a right combination. In Ayurveda, they have given Viruddha Ahara. That should be avoided.
Okay.
Like fish along with the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Ghee and fish. These few things, there are Viruddha Aharas. Those you have to avoid. Otherwise, everything is a good food when it is taken in a proper quantity, normal quantity, and given the context of the book.
Right.
So if you take that, each and everything is good for the health.
Wonderful. Wonderful knowledge you have shared with us, Dr. Smita. It was so wonderful having you with us on our podcast. I'm sure our viewers have benefited from your vast knowledge. Thank you so much once again, and I hope to see you again someday.
Later.
Sukhino Bhavantu. I just want to say, everybody be happy. Sukhino Bhavantu. We always wish our every patron with Sukhino Bhavantu.
Thank you. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.